Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the first set review on the channel. As appropriate, it's Toho and being brought to you today by your witch for the evening. I'm going to be doing this in several parts. So today is going to be the demo deck and the trial deck. Then we'll do each of the colours in their own corresponding video. The sheet it has been taken from Weiss Tea Time. It is a free to use service. She's wonderful. Avis, mwah, love you, and all the hard work that she does. So if you need Japanese translations at a drop of a hat, please go check out Weiss Tea Time. Moving on, we're going to just go straight into the demo deck and the trial deck cards. So working from the first promo, which is the 3-2 Reimu. I'm sorry if I butcher any of the names. We are going to come across this card later on, but this is a promo that you was able to get if you went to the Card Fest. I would have liked to have gotten this, but I didn't, get to go to Card Fest. But it's fine. This card is on play heal. Pay 1, drop 1 when this card attacks. If you have a level 1 or lower, the level 1 or lower stock soul in your climax area, this gets the following ability and a soul up to twice per turn. When this card's damage is cancelled, deal 2 damage to your opponent. It's like, okay, cool. So here is four damage with our direct. Cancel that burn 2, cancel that burn 2. Something is hopefully going to stick, but you never know. So that is from the trial deck. So moving on into the demo deck. We have Mamizo. So I'm not gonna say the trait because I will butcher it. But when this card attacks, choose one of your characters. This turn it gets 1k. Important to note that the demo decks are lower powered. Probably like I'd put them similarly to when Blow first started, and like Blow was like really gone whoosh in terms of like the power scales and stuff. So I'd put this in like early Blow style of power, so you can use it. It won't be great, but you can use it. The next card is Flandre, and it's just a 3k vanilla. Moving on to one Aya, everyone gets 1,000 power, so good global 1k. My girl Marissa, she is on attack with the +2 soul. You can deal 6 damage to your opponent. Okay, sure, I'm okay with this. It's a 2 soul, and there is a 2 soul in the booster set, and you can use these cards with the booster, so this is like one of the more generic cards that you can use with the booster set because a lot of it is contained itself in just the demo deck. And at the bottom, the level 0 Ramelia is just a 500 assist. Moving on, 0-0 Yukari. On play, discard a character. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may search your deck for either the 1-0 combo that's coming up or the book climax itself. I found this interesting that they would put something like this in a demo deck, but I don't mind it. I think it's quite cool. So you can learn to really get an idea of how to generate and the importance of a plussing combo at level 1. So I do like it. Level 0 Kassen. She's a draw brainstorm, and she only searches for the 2 demo deck cards, which again makes sense. It's all self-contained. For some reason, has a soul icon. Sure. I again wish I could say like if this could be more generically used, that'd be funny. But hey ho. 1-0 Yumu. This card is on play from stage from hand. Choose one of your characters, get 1/5. A lot of this kind of takes me back to like really old school Weiss, which is quite fun. And the level 1 Reimu at the bottom. Send the book climax from your climax area to the waiting room at the beginning of the encore, at the start of the encore step. If the card across from this is reversed, pay the cost. If you do, choose 2 of the 3-2 Marissas or the 2-1 Sane in your waiting area and then add them to hand. Sets up for finishing combo-esque. We'll get to the 2-1 in a moment. Speaking of, she was the next card. 2-1 at Sane, pay 1, drop 1. When this card attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, this card gets 2k power. And when she reverses the battle opponent, pay 1, you may deal a damage to the opponent. I feel like this can be snuck into decks. Again, it's a nice, very generic card. I don't see why you couldn't slot it into a deck here or there. I've just come up with a random idea for it. So this could be fun for me to play with. But I think it's just a nice card. It gets to 11k with her effect, so can't necessarily go wrong with it. Like I said, it's again one of the more generic cards to use. 3/2 Yuyuko on play heal. Again, a generic card. It's a 10k body. Just kind of teaching you, hey, you want to be healing. 3/2 Alice lets you salvage the +2 soul or the book. Most likely, if you're playing this, you're salvaging the book. And the 2/1 promo, you can either choose two of the Marisa, the Alice, or the 2/1 Sene and add them to your hand and then discard one, which is quite cool. And then we have the book climax here. And then they also did a vanilla promo. I'm really gutted I didn't pick any of these up when I was scouring the internet because these look really pretty. But that is that for the demo deck. Moving on down. Ooh, so going back up. Wait, I've lost the trial deck. Oh, guys. There it is. I knew it was down. So we will do the promos at a later time. I just kind of want to do the TDs and stuff today. So this is just purely the TDs. So the TDs will look a little bit more comprehensive than a normal demo deck. So this is quite interesting to see what people can build with straight out of the box. I did think about putting something together with just the two TDs, but I really want to play and mess around with this set a lot. So I'm just gonna wait till all my stuff comes and I can see what I can do. Starting off, we have the Zero Inaba. Sorry, Toho fans. When this card is placed on stage from hand, if your opponent has one or less other characters in the front row, choose one cost 0 or lower character in your opponent's front row and send it to waiting room. We like these cards. Think submarine reminds me of this text. That's what it reminds me of. So good kind of plussing card and going second card. But once you've used the first effect once in the early game, it kind of becomes a little bit irrelevant. And it's just a draw brainstorm as well. So level 0 Yuyuko. At the start of your climax phase, choose one of your vanilla Yumu. This turn it gets 3k and a soul and the following ability. Pay 1, trigger check twice. And she discard bonds to the vanilla. It's a shame. I like it when they do combos like this, where they give the power continuously. It's gutting that you have to choose one of them. And I'm like, oh, but I want it to go towards multiple things. But I suppose that would have kind of made it a bit OP. But it gives it a soul as well, I suppose. So it's a free 2 soul attacker. 0/0 Sane. If you have 3 or less stock, this card gets 2k. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you move this to an empty front row slot. So you should a runner, 3k runner if you open it up first. Good yellow splash. One of the stronger cards in the TD that you'll probably be looking out for. It's fine. There is another runner in the booster, which is in red. But if you are building on the budget option or you just have the TDs, I would put this as a 4 off if you're just building from the TDs. Level 0 Kyoshi, and I'm not gonna lie, she's so cute. She's precious. That will probably be a waifu deck I try and build. When this card is placed in stage from hand, choose one of your characters. It gets 1/5, and she's a climax swap. Traditional climax swap. No, this will be the only one you see in the set. The other one is a choice specific. So be sure to get your hand on these kids. And here is your vanilla. And as far as vanillas go, like this is one of the prettiest vanillas I've ever seen. So if I was to pull this vanilla TDP, I'm not gonna mind at all. But the next card is what we all know I'm really looking forward for. So the 1/0 Marissa. During your turn, if everyone is on trait, this card gets 4k, sitting at a 6/5 before climax, 7/5 with the choice climax. When this card attacks and you have the choice in the climax area, and you have another character, reveal up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose a character or event from among them, add it to hand, place the rest on top. If you revealed a climax, you draw 1, drop 1. This card is just like a outrageous Fiona. Sure, your opponent has knowledge because it reveals, but like this is just Fiona on crack. It's a great card and I love it. This is the kind of card that was getting me into this set, to be honest. And it's not just because, like, ah, she's got a big witch hat. No, I love this effect, and there is a build going around with this in standby because you're setting up the standby triggers. So I do like this. Something I'll definitely be playing around with. Something that's going in the 8 choice deck. So yeah, I'm glad I got 2 TDs. So I have. Do apologize. So I have 8 copies of this card. So, yeah. 1 Satori. During your turn, this card gets 3k, and when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may send that character to stock. If you do, put the bottom card of your opponent's stock into waiting room. It's stock kicks, which is interesting. I kind of thought it was a stock bomb at first when I read it. Has a soul icon. If you want to focus on a more yellow heavy level 1 game from the TD. This card is maybe a 2 of. I don't see it being more than 2. To be fair, I think that's probably generous. I think in the context, if you just want to play the TD, 2 is fine. But it may become like a 1 of tech choice. But it only sits at 5/5. So it's not even like it's big. So it has its ups and downs. 1 Ocarina. When this card is placed in stage of hand, choose one of your characters. It gets 1/5 for the turn. Pay one, send one of your other characters on stage to waiting room. Choose a character in your waiting room and salvage it. Card's not bad. I notice a lot of Toho is sacking off the climax, sacking off the characters. So I do wish there was some more on-death abilities in Toho. There's not many that I've seen, but I do like this card. I think it's a one-off. I don't think it's more than a one-off because you're probably going to use level 0. Um, search tools anyway. So yeah, it's fine. 2-1 Alice. She is a assist 500, and when you trigger a soul icon, choose one of your characters. It gets 2k power. It's fine for an assist from a TD. You'll use it. It's okay. It'll stay in the TD if you just buy the TD. 2-1 Fujiwara no Moku. Hopefully I've said that. If all your characters are trait, this card gets 4k, so she sits at a 10k base. Which is interesting. It doesn't need like 2 or more others. So for a 2-1, 10k? Yeah, this card's fine. And discard character encore. So if you're just coming and you're just buying straight the TD and you're gonna just edit it from there, like this card is fine to keep in as a beat stick at level 2. And it's 10k, 11k with the back row. It can contest stuff, so I think this card's fine. Then you have the choice, the adorable choice, which I so desperately want. I will get hopefully the foils at some point. And then swiftly moving on, we have red. So the TD is just red and yellow. 0010 during your turn, all your characters get 500. It's fine. I wish it was just a standard global 500. Pay 1 rest, draw brainstorm. Why ever they gave this deck to draw brainstorms is beyond me. Um, when you look at Cinderella Girls, their TD brainstorms were actual brainstorms, like they salvaged. There was not a single draw brainstorm in any of those TDs. But this then had 2, so I don't know why. It's fine. It's a card, I suppose. There is a top 3 brainstorm in the set as well, but yeah, whatever floats your boat. If you have a favorite character, yeah, you use what you want. Yeah, thought I went too far. Level 0, Ramelia. When this card is placed on stage from hand, look at top 2 cards of the deck, put them back in any order, and she's a level 0 Slayer. So it doesn't send it to anywhere particular, but it's a good card. It's a nice opener to set up cancels. And if your opponent's trying to try field, this forces them to crash or side a lane, so you can potentially keep a body. Between the runner and this, you'll want to open either of these for the chart deck, so I think that's fine. I think there is another one that you'd like to open, but you probably would want it to be like a turn 2 opener. I can see the text is missing on the next card, but the next card is a global 500 and it's a drop search. In the context of being a TD card, it's fine. In the context of being a drop searcher, yeah, being a global 500, sometimes you need just that little bit 500 boost, so card's fine. And she's got a little pumpkin dress, which I love, and I like that. 00 Sakuya. When this card is placed on stage from hand, this gets 1/5. When this card is placed from stage to waiting room, reveal up to the 3 cards from the top of the deck. If you revealed one or more, choose a character. Choose up to 1 character among them. Add it. Send the rest to waiting room, and then discard a card. Note: if for whatever reason you don't reveal a character, you would still have to discard because you revealed one or more. This is another good opening card. Probably better if you're going second because of the power boost she gets. So she's a 3/5 beta, but deck speed 3/5, somewhat selectivity, milling. Yeah, card's really good. We like Rize's, but this is an undeath Rize. So bring back on play Rize's, please. Suk 10 Suika Ibuki. You can have as many of this card as you want in your deck. And for each copy of this card gets 2k. It's been a while since we've seen army decks. And as far as they go, this one's fine. I think level 0 army decks are much stronger because they provide a lot more push in the early game. This card also has a soul icon though, so if you really wanted to, I suppose you could run it with a choice and just always have a target. But this isn't my favourite. But she's cute, so I do like it for that reason. To an Aya, when you use this card's backup, it makes it so you can memory kick the opponent when you reverse it. And it's a 3k backup. Good card. If the standby deck becomes more of a thing, this card will be completely fine. Then the 3/2 Reimu, which we saw as the first promo, is also here as well. It is from the trial deck with the stock soul. 3/2 Flandry. If all your characters are on trait, this card gets when it reverses the battle opponent. Send that card to the top of the deck, and on play, choose a character equal to or lower than your level, play it, and she gets 2k for the turn. Good way to spawn out extra Raymus for like cheaper stock cost. Because to play 3 Raymus, you will only need 6 stock. So it's not like you necessarily need the spawn. And you don't necessarily need the extra floating stock because she's on a stock soul. But the card is I don't really know what to think of it. It's like it's trying to be Nikkei from Alice, but not be at the same time because they know that card's a mistake. I don't hate it. I just wish it did something else on play. That's all. I just wish it did something else. And then we have the 3/2 Yukari. On play, discard 1, search your deck for 2 characters and send them to the waiting area, and then shuffle your deck. Yeah, it's fine. And during the turn this card is placed on stage from hand. When this card attacks, mill 2, then deal X to your opponent. X equals the number of soul icons. I know there is a lot of stipulation that they wish this was on play, mill 2, because then you could use it with the 3/2 Reimu from the booster. It's not a bad off finisher, by all means. The milling, uh, if you're in standby, I guess, but it's fine. I wouldn't if, like, you're building this, I would strongly recommend putting it in as your off finisher. So, like, these are the only level 3s in the deck, so you're gonna play them in some form. Maybe one of the Flandre, 3 Yukari, 4 Reimu, something along those lines, but it's one of those where you'd have to just play with the ratios, and it might play better than I'm reading it. And then the last 2 cards are the 1/1 event, search your deck for a climax, add it to hand, and then the level 1 or lower stock soul. Overall, it's a cool little TD. It's got brilliant artwork. I think there is something here with this Reimu. I think it's quite cool. Interesting they didn't put it on a door because I think they would have gone, "Oh yeah, you can just use this." with the booster stuff. But hey, it's fine. It is what it is. And I look forward to playing with it and seeing what I can do with it. I don't think I'll put myself. I usually love to build from the TD, but there's elements from the TD that works better with cards from the booster. So look forward to me building those and seeing what I come up with. But thank you guys for joining me today. That has been the Toho demo deck and trial deck. Next, we will move on to the first color, which is yellow. Until then, see you guys next time. Bye.